This is the Jack Murphy Podcast. Here's your host, Jack Murphy.
Just an observation. By the way, welcome to the Jack Murphy Podcast. My friend Alfred Trevette with me today, the famous actor. Give him that $1 million smile, Alfred. Come on, look at that. And coming up later, if she didn't oversleep, the Dream Doctor is going to be joining us here on the Jack Murphy Podcast.
Hopefully, like Joe Biden, she might have popped an Ambien and gotten a good night's rest.
Maybe, I don't know. I have a question I want to ask today. Just an observation. I walk a lot every day, hour and a half, 2 hours a day. And more, I see people, like in my neighborhood, we have these beautiful tree-lined sidewalks, both sides of the road, just gorgeous. And people insist on walking on the side of the road.
So you got a great sidewalk.
Yeah.
But people walking on the pavement.
Yeah. And everybody's texting. They've got their phones out. They're watching videos or texting. And why would you put your life at risk like that?
Yeah. There are some people who just find it incumbent upon them to be able to walk wherever they feel like it, or park where they feel like it, or do. It's like it's the same way we talked about in grocery store parking lots. People will be pushing their cart right down the middle of the driving it. Get over out of the way. Yeah. Come on.
I have a real pet peeve with those grocery store parking lots. All the signs.
But there is news about you and your walks now. I mean, it being hot, you may not feel like. I don't know if you aim for 10,000 steps a day or not, but there are people who do, because experts told them that 10,000 steps a day will be what lowers your risk of premature death.
Right.
Now they're saying, hey, you may not need to take that many. Cut it down to 7,000, you get the same benefit.
Yeah, I saw Dr. Oz, who's in charge of Medicare now for the federal government. He said, there's a little video. I get, now that I'm old, I get these videos in my email that I don't want. And let me turn my phone off. And he said 30 minutes a day has life-changing effects. But when I first started seriously walking, which was about 15 years ago, I kind of did go for 10,000. But it wasn't long before it was way past 10,000. And now I do a trail that's, depending on how I walk, at hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm getting way more than that. But I just like to walk. It's just
I get up every morning and do these Tai Chi exercises, which people might make fun of, but it really has made a difference.
Yeah, it's like yoga. It's like yoga.
I don't do yoga. My friend Susan does yoga. In fact, she's going on a retreat in Spain.
But I mean, Tai Chi, the effects I think are a lot like yoga. It's really good for your muscles.
Yeah, and your balance and your mobility. So yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I have some Chinese people in my neighborhood, and they walk a lot. Well, there's some Indian couples. They're all older. Indian couples and some Chinese couples. But this Chinese guy, he walks in his pajamas every day, and he does this while he's walking. He's twirling his arm. I mean, the whole time.
The whole time.
He's like, 3 miles like this. Now, the Indian people, they're much more reserved. They just walk, and they don't like dogs.
Right. I've noticed that as I walk in my neighborhood. Yeah, they sort of shy away. Even I got 2 little dogs. And
they give you that look like.
Yeah, I've noticed. In fact, I noticed it yesterday morning.
Keep the animals away from me.
Yeah, they act like if the dogs came near them, it would be, death, so.
I don't know if they're Muslim Indians or not. Muslims are not big dog people. They're cat people.
No, they think dogs are unclean, like pigs.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a little bit of an update. I wasn't that into the Sydney Sweeney Jean story yesterday. I had not seen just how big it was when you brought it up. And, I'm big on the talk. I'm very progressive. And
I know. You're the talk of the town.
I was on the talk yesterday, and that's all it was. It was Sydney Sweeney and a few other things, but that dominated it. And I had a couple of observations. One, I saw the commercial on there, and I just don't see what the uproar is about. It appears to me it's just people who are looking for something to be upset about, number one. And the other thing is, I didn't even know what eugenics was.
Right.
I didn't even know. I had to ask Grok. I said, Grok, tell me what it is. And so it's people that believe we can manipulate genes to make better physical humans, right?
Well, it's a little worse than that. They believe that it's okay to eliminate what they call undesirables.
Okay.
That's where it all began in the late 1800s, early 1900s. There was a eugenicist movement. George Bernard Shaw was a eugenicist. Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist.
She's a big hero of Hillary Clinton, our pal.
Yes, she's a founder of Planned Parenthood. So
now, Planned Parenthood, they get it a little early. They're getting rid of the genetics before they even find out what the people are going to be like.
Well, that goes back to Margaret Sanger saying we need to weed out the undesirables,
right?
And we need to do it in such a way that they don't know we're doing it.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
Well,
so that's
I don't even know how. I guess that explains why some of these people that were posting on TikTok about Sydney Sweeney were bringing up eugenics, and I didn't know what they were talking about. But there were some minorities on there, some black women, some brown women, and they were saying it makes me feel uncomfortable to see a white woman in jeans. And I go, why? If it were a black woman or a brown woman, I don't think you'd feel that way. And maybe American Eagle's trying to sell jeans to pretty white girls. And you can do that in America.
Or any pretty girl. There are women of all color who have great jeans, who would look great in those jeans.
Right.
And so if you feel good wearing those jeans, and if you look good wearing those jeans.
Yeah, this one black girl was on TikTok, and she said when I hated myself when I was 12 or 13 because every girl in my neighborhood was blonde and white, and it made me hate my skin, and that it takes me back to that time when I see it, and I thought, well, that's a personal problem. That's that's a personal problem. You can't expect society to twist advertising and news headlines or whatever it is that's bothering you because you're uncomfortable with it. You're just insecure.
I hate that you ever felt that way, but you're right. I think American Eagle is just trying to sell denim clothing to attractive people.
Right, and she's a popular actress. The other thing I noticed was that a lot of the women complaining about it, I have Libidar, you know that. I see these liberal white women, and they're complaining the loudest of anybody about it. And there's one thing I noticed about all of them that they have in common. And this may sound ugly, I don't mean it to, but it's true. They're all unattractive. They just weren't attractive at all. And I think they're just jealous that a pretty woman, a beautiful woman in jeans looks better than they do and is getting paid to sell jeans.
I think you can argue there is a component of jealousy there.
I mean, some of them are really unattractive with a lot of nasal hardware and piercings and hoops and green hair and stuff. So it's a big deal on TikTok, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and it's not going away anytime soon.
No.
Because it's big today still, and so it'll be going on for a few days. Watch for it to keep, and hopefully, I hope American Eagle doesn't come out and go, "Well, we're sorry, we didn't mean to offend anybody."
I wouldn't be surprised.
I hope that doesn't happen. I hope some people just start standing up and going. It's like Hardee's years ago. They say we sell big, fat, juicy hamburgers,
and then they
don't like it. Go eat somewhere else.
They caved, and then they brought it back. They caved there for a little while, but they came back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited today, Alpha, because we're introducing a whole new dimension to the Jack Murphy podcast today. I have to give props to my boy John Carter. That's right. Give him some applause. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. John introduced me to a new program that's going to allow us to incorporate video into the program.
Oh, cool.
And so it may be a little bit shaky in my execution of it today, but I'll do my best. So yesterday we talked a lot about the WNBA.
Right.
And the wig incident, and I got mad because I wanted to play that video and I couldn't, and so I spent most of the day yesterday figuring out how you do that. And so there was another WNBA incident last night.
Yeah.
And apparently the fans are getting in on the action. If you're under 18, I don't want you to watch this.
Or if you're easily offended, just cover your.
Now, this happened during the WNBA game, and it was on Barstool Sports last night.
Type of activity, yeah. And no one's picked the object up yet.
No.
You guys, oh, my gosh, okay. Okay.
So pick it up with a towel.
Inappropriate.
Well, you don't know where it's been.
Whoever it is.
Inappropriate, and they kicked that fan right out of there. I got to guess.
Yeah.
I have to let this play all the way through.
It
But
was
yeah, fans
a big
out.
green, and it looked like a glow-in-the-dark sex toy.
Yeah, I bet it did glow in the dark. I don't know. I've never seen a glow in the dark.
Nor have I.
But it was a pretty exciting moment for the WNBA.
But the game went on. They didn't stop, right?
It didn't stop as far as, well, that cop walked right across the court. So should we watch it again?
But long enough for them to But
Yeah.
when the wig hits the floor, the game's got to stop, and
The player ran off the court.
have to run back to the locker room.
The player deserted her team. Just ran right out on the court.
Oh, and there was a fan who made fun of that incident, and that person was ejected from the arena.
You know, it used to be you had to take a swing at somebody or throw a beer or something to get kicked out of a game. Now, can you imagine not taunting players?
Fans make fun of players all the time.
When I lived in Philadelphia and New York, you never heard such taunting that you heard. I mean, they were cruel. I remember there was a guy that played for the New York the New York Islanders, and they were brutal opponents of the Rangers, right? And the Ranger fans are just the worst. They're just they're maniacs. And I'd never been to a hockey game. I didn't know anything about hockey. And I went, and so there was a guy named, I think his name was Dennis Potvin, played for the Islanders. And Dennis had been arrested for domestic violence.
Oh.
And the Ranger fans, like the next time they're in town, the Ranger fans, all in unison, had to go, "Beat your wife, Potvin, beat your wife, beat your wife, Potvin."
Oh, wow.
They would do it the whole game. It was crazy.
Well, that's not unique to New York fans. Philadelphia fans, Eagles fans.
The worst.
They booed Santa Claus.
You know, they have a jail in the stadium in Philadelphia. They have a jail, and it gets filled up at every game, every home game.
You arrest fans, you just take them downstairs and put them in jail. Hey.
Yeah, they start tailgating and drinking at like 4 a.m. Those Eagles games.
On Friday.
Yeah.
For the Sunday game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's bad. So, on a serious note, there was the biggest earthquake recorded since 2011 in Russia, and I woke up to that this morning. The tsunami alerts for places, Hawaii, the California coast, Alaska, and some other places, and luckily the tsunami wasn't as bad. Now, there was a warning given out for Hawaii, because they were expected to get a pretty big tsunami there, and they had a terrible traffic problem because everybody tried to get to high ground at once. And
I suspect all the media covered the warning, right?
Well, you would think so. You would think so, not quite. But anyway, they were talking about, I guess it's on Maui where Oprah has her big spread. Yeah. Apparently, she has a private road through there, and she would not open the road at first. And then until it got on the news, and then the road quickly opened for the people. But during the warnings last night, NPR that's getting defunded, they've been complaining, well, if you defund us, who's going to give out the emergency alerts? So while the rest of the world was giving out the alerts for the tsunami last night, here's what was playing on public television last night.
Give me money, money me, money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Well, I see that the dream doctor is in the green room. There she is.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up? So I told Alpha, this is my friend Alpha Trevette. He's a famous actor. You may know.
Oh, yeah.
You might recognize him. He's on Sweet Magnolias He's been on a lot of shows. He's a famous guy, and he has really, really bad dreams all the time. And I told him you were going to be on today, and he supposedly has some interesting dreams that he wants to ask you about.
Wow.
Now, Laurie did radio programs with me for years, and listeners would call in, and they have some of the strangest dreams that you've ever heard. Like what I was trying to explain to him the other day when I told him about you. What's the dream where people dream that their teeth are
Falling
crumbling
out.
and falling out? What does that mean?
Yeah, so that's a really common dream, especially for people in the broadcast industry, because it's most often connected to the way you communicate in real life. Anything having to do with the mouth, the throat, the tongue area in a dream will usually be connected to communication. So the teeth falling out dream is the most common communication issue dream we get. And so when they fall out, that usually means you've allowed something out of your mouth you wish you could put back in.
Boy, that's so true. That would happen every day.
Yeah.
Still happens to this day.
Yeah.
You know, the dream I have all the time, and I haven't been on the radio in years, but I still have this dream after all this time. Two things. One, I still wake up really early in the morning. Can't break it. And two, I have these reoccurring dreams where I'm in a radio station control room. Sometimes it's a real one. Sometimes it's in a train station. I'm doing a live broadcast, but nothing works. The microphones don't work. The songs won't play.
And there's dead air.
There's
Dead air.
always dead air.
Right.
Yes.
You know, it's dead air, and you just are fighting constantly to try to get the mic to work or get the switch, and it never works, and you wake up in a panic. It's terrible.
So what's interesting is that every profession seems to have their version of the dead air dream.
Yeah.
You know, actors get the I can't remember my lines dream. EMTs get the I can't save the patient dream. Police officers get the I can't.
See, that would
dream.
be a lot worse. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that the EMT having that's a lot more painful than me not being able to get the mic to work or whatever.
Right. But the subconscious uses that sort of stress that you're used to let you know you're in a situation currently that feels the same way. So even if it's been like decades since you've been behind the mic and had to deal with, you know, the time clock and all of that, you'll still get that dream when something's going on in some other area of your life that is putting the same sort of pressure on you.
Alpha, what is your dream? What is the nightmare you have?
I had one the other night, Lori, and it's one I've never had before. And it's out of character for me, but I was hooking up computers around a room, and I couldn't get everything wired like I wanted to, and I was trying to get advice from other people, and they were getting frustrated with me, and I couldn't plug this one that needed to be plugged in over there, and it was just a total losing situation.
Okay, so let's...
That sounds like me in real life.
Would you say the main issue you were having was not being able to plug things in, make connections?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be a metaphor for something going on in real life right now where you're not making a connection.
What is
Look
it?
at communication first.
Oh.
Look at other, you know, are
What are
you
you
trying
to
to
make a
network?
connection with?
And that's not going well?
Well, we're starting a new podcast. It's going great.
That could be.
And also,
But there.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Are there...
I would guess there's a lot of similar themes that run through a lot of dreams, and it's basically our subconscious speaking to us, right? And is that what dreams wind up being?
So what your dreams are is it's a thinking process. It's a continuation of your thought stream from the day. And so as you drift off to sleep, you know, you're thinking about your day. And then your brain goes into REM sleep, which is when we dream, about 90 minutes in. And you're still thinking at that point, except since your brain is now working differently. You know, parts of the prefrontal cortex have shut down and parts of the amygdala are awakened. So your brain's working differently during REM, but you're still thinking about the same things, but you're thinking in a different language, a symbolic, metaphoric language. So
You know, what amazes me,
Go ahead.
What amazes me is that I have no artistic ability whatsoever to draw or paint or anything like that. And I will have dreams that are so vivid where I will see, paintings, landscapes, just amazing things, or I'll hear amazing things, and I'll wake up and I'll say, I have to try to remember that to describe it to somebody who can paint or whatever. But I can't. It vanishes like that. It just amazes me that your brain is capable of coming up with stuff so creative and so brilliant, but in real life you can't touch it.
Right. It's why we tend to say when we're facing a dilemma, let me sleep on it, and then we wake up with clarity, because what really happened was we were dreaming on it. So there's a lot of purposes to dreaming. The biggest purpose I found in my 30 years of research and expertise is the biggest reason for dreaming is that we're problem solving. But we're also sometimes creating. And we've got a lot of amazing things in our culture that came from someone literally dreaming it, like the search engine Google, the story of Frankenstein. Stephen King uses his dreams to inspire his stories. So it's
there's a
big
famous
warehouse of knowledge and creativity.
There's a famous painter, and what's the painter with the mustache?
Dali. Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
I went to the Salvador Dali Museum in Tampa.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
in
where
St.
I'm
Pete,
at.
and it's just
Amazing.
It's just
cool.
It's fantastic. And
It
I
is.
went to the one in London, but they had a plaque with a story on it about him, and that he used to do that. He would sit in a chair and doze off with a cup of water under his hand, so that his hand would drop in the water, and he would wake up and he would quickly sketch whatever he was dreaming.
Sometimes there's dangerous things that happen when you dip your hand in water, but that's
Yeah, I was really.
Yeah, well, okay.
I was really fascinated by that story that he did that. But let me ask you this: has anybody ever considered why animals dream? Because my dogs
Right.
are in a full-blown. I've got a 90-pound Labradoodle, and he's in a full-blown gallop and barking and growling and stuff in his dreams. And I think, what is he doing? Why? Dogs don't have problems. Why do they need to dream?
Okay, so there has been some research done in animals' dreams, and they do almost all warm-blooded mammals have been discovered to have REM dream sleep, except the spiny anteater, but everyone else does. So the purpose...
How'd they find that out?
Yeah.
The purpose, what we believe, of the animal dream is survival. To help them navigate new territory, to better figure out how to hunt. Canaries practice their song while they're dreaming. Isn't that adorable? And so it's kind
It
of
is. I
a
didn't know
reptilian
that.
brain thing.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, she's very, very entertaining. So, yesterday we were talking a little bit, you brought it up, about this thing that we don't know if it's an asteroid or not, that that they caught on that new camera that's down in Peru or Chile or somewhere. But I saw a clip of Avi Loeb yesterday, the Harvard astronomer who thought that other thing with the weird name, the Amo Louie Hui Bui Bahumi.
Right, yeah.
He said he is pretty sure it was alien in nature, right? But he said in this clip I saw yesterday, it's a good thing you're sitting down. He said there's about a 20,000 to 1 chance that this is a naturally occurring object. Now, I don't know how he comes up with that number, that figure. And, this thing, they just discovered it recently. It's such a weird object traveling so fast from, interstellar space into our area. I don't know how he would know that, but that's what he said. That's pretty scary.
So, according to him, chances are greater than not that this is not
Alien.
necessarily man-made, but alien-made and created. And I guess he was saying it previously that he thought it was hostile.
He said that as well, and boy, the talk has gone crazy over it, Alpha. Yesterday on the talk, if it wasn't Sydney Sweeney, it was people playing that clip, and then they would say, they're trying to warn us that they're coming. And which means some of them are already here. You know, these people will come on and they'll do these little videos, and you go, what are they saying? What are they talking about? They really don't, give you the whole story. They just give you a little tiny bit. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to do a little bit of what's his name from Cheers?
Norm?
No, Cliffy.
Oh, the postman?
Yeah, it's a little known fact there that your lizard people have been around for centuries, and there are still some vestiges of that among our leadership today.
And they're also, I noticed a couple of times yesterday on various news, cable news stations, they were showing people who have seen aliens lately. There were a couple. Somebody in, gosh, I forgot where, Arizona or somewhere, caught an image on their doorbell cam of an alleged alien, and this woman called in and said, "That's exactly what I saw. He looked just like that." And so I think whenever this happens, people's imaginations get a little carried away sometimes.
Well, what was the Nazi guy's name who was it Himmler, who was in charge of all the information? Apparently in an interview once he said the final play for civilization will be that they will claim that aliens are attacking, and that will be their final play to go ahead and try to take over all of civilization.
Maybe that's what these people on TikTok are talking about. They say it's a cover up. It's on the way. Something big is coming. It's on the way. So I don't know what to think. I'm very confused about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you listen to experts, and experts will tell you all sorts of things, and sometimes I wonder if the experts are really that expert in anything.
I agree. So thank you, folks, for watching the Jack Murphy podcast today. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it right now. Just go down there at the bottom and hit subscribe, like this video, and join us tomorrow here on the Jack Murphy program. I think John Garrett will join us for a while tomorrow.
And as we always say, if you enjoy the show, please tell all your friends. If you don't, shut the hell up. We don't need you talking bad about it.
That's exactly right. Should we watch the NBA video one more time, the WNBA video one more time before we go?
I think we should. We need to see the big green monster.
Type of
All right, here we go.
Yeah, and no one's picked the object up yet. You guys, oh my gosh, okay. Inappropriate.
I know.
Get him out of here, whoever it is.
How would you like to be that cop?
There was no one rushing to pick it up.
Hey, Darlene, get a towel and go over there and pick up the green thing and get it out of there.
Yeah, give me one of them clean wipes so we can get this thing off.
That announcer's so funny. I think she's the same one that covered the wig incident.
That could be.
Where she said she's going to scoot them both to the locker room. I was dying. And somebody had taken that video yesterday, and they have like a circle that they can put around your that area of the video, it got enlarged and it was clearer. I guess it's AI, but you got a really good shot of the girl grabbing the wig and it coming off. And the girl instantly, and she's like, no hair, none. It's terrible. Anyway, thanks for being part of the Jack Murphy podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the Jack Murphy podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Go ahead, ring it. Get alerts when a new episode drops, and tell your friends about the Jack Murphy podcast. But only the cool friends, please. Tune in next time for another episode of the Jack Murphy podcast.